wageni watatu Mheshimiwa Sebastian Kapufi mbunge, ambao ni wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani. Wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani, karibuni sana.
Container packed with supplies that need to make their way to families in Africa like yesterday. You said this is a 53-foot trailer? This trailer is packed with medical supplies destined to the motherland. We need to help get these out of here. What were you taught about marriage? Did it have you properly prepared for the journey or desperately frustrated looking for the nearest escape? I'm Shar, founder of Law for Love, the most special place in the legal system in Atlanta. And after navigating families through the court system for more than 13 years, we are now taking those lessons learned to serve and support families to build healthier, happier, more purposeful marriages. Join us live on YouTube at Law for Love ATL Monday nights for our family meetings. Yes, grown folk discussions.
Shalom, Salama, Siemi, Shalom. Greetings to all my Israelite brothers and sisters from around the world, whether you're the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the house of Israel, or you are a Gentile grafted into the house under the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach. I welcome you this morning. Family, we are in some interesting times. Red lines have been crossed. Wars have been decided. Conflict has been decided. You know that phrase. What did they choose? They said we choose violence, and they really do mean that. Why is that? Because at the end of every empire, you're going to see a financial cook up. The system's being cooked up. And that's okay if you have gold and other resources. But understand there's a reason for the cook up because something is happening to the dollar behind the scenes. And it's not just the dollar, something is happening to the nations as they are dealing with the dollar. And understand, yeah, you have Trump on the race card thing. You already knew that was going to get there. That's all distractions in my point of view. That's all distractions. The dollar has been on a retreat from countries because a lot of countries are not dealing with the US dollar. It's strong here for us, but guess what? The United States is still dealing with some major inflationary cost. Now you can play all the tricks and the gimmicks and things of that nature to, you know, provide qualitative easing. You can borrow and borrow because why? Well, they're no longer borrowing against any type of oil. That deal got shut off almost 2 months ago. Now they're borrowing against the military. The credit is now on the military. And then as that unfolds, then the credit is going to be on bodies at the end of the day. That's why people were so appalled when they were looking at the note and the bills and all the other things that showed, yeah, human capital is a commodity. Always has been. If you don't have anything other to offer other than, you know, precious metals, livestock, then it's people. That all you got? We got this. Is that all you got? We got that. Is that all you got? We have ourselves. I always look at the second Exodus, the regathering of Yasharel, that it's an event that's going to be done in a manner that we're going to see it carried out over a period of time. Because why? When the Most High says he regathers, he regathers his flocks. If you've ever seen sheep being gathered, if you've ever seen someone actually shepherding sheep, moving them along, going through the motions of keeping the flanks going, there's a continual movement of the process. You're continuing to move to do what? To ensure that the sheep are going in the direction. The sheep may not know where the direction is, but what they understand is there is a presence bringing them to where they need to go. Some will bump into the shepherd and then they'll bleat because it's uncomfortable because they bumped into something that wasn't as fluffy or furry that they're used to. Oh, that's a leg. Oh, that's a staff. So that bump then creates the other bumps because then, well, it's got to move, it's got to shift. The Most High is literally shepherding his people all around the world. Because there are mechanisms in this Exodus. Because we are spread out worldwide. And we're now seeing these mechanisms take place. Because why? Things had to happen, things had to shape up. To do what? To get us ready for the inevitable. The Most High's word, it doesn't change. He declared it, he decreed it. So when it happens, who's going to be surprised? I'm not. We shouldn't. I don't know if a lot of folks have been following the Ukraine war. That was the first theater. It's a war. It's a war of territory. It's a war of a buffer zone. It's a war of do not encroach. Out of that war, we have started to see, we have started to notice that they had said, and we had said, I had said this war is going to grow because why? Because that was the whole intent. It had to measure people's appetites to war. America didn't have the appetite. And to be honest, it still doesn't have the appetite. But there is a slow motion, a slow going period. Okay. It's a methodical period to do what? To desensitize. desensitized. So when things ramp up, people are going to ask the question, how did we get here? What happened? Do you not know that this, and this occurred and that occurred? And people want to, I never knew that. I was too busy scrolling on TikTok and Instagram. I was too busy looking at whatever viral videos on out there. I was too busy being entertained by the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef. You understand? This was all about realigning and refocusing what people were doing. Because as the world becomes more unstable, our people are becoming more distracted. Distraction, 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 distraction. Where can I distract you at? How can I distract you? I'm gonna ask. I put the link in the chat here. I'm gonna ask our UK folks, anyone in the UK, because I am very curious about this story of the Southport protest. I'm gonna put that on out there. I'm very curious about it. I don't know. I'm on over here. Because I want to get into that. Because you have to understand a lot of things are happening. Look, they don't even want to tell you what's happening in Paris. They were literally trying to shut down the games last week. I'm going to show this credit to Channels Television. I don't know who that is, but hey, credit to them. But I'm gonna play a clip here. I put that in the chat earlier. Let me present this. Try to skip past the commercials. Bear with me, family. It's a minute and 25 seconds. Here we go.
Good morning, Nigeria. Today is the hunger day. We all promise you that we are going to be on the street of Abuja. And hunger has brought me out. I don't have money to buy fuel. I don't have money to buy whatever. There's total bad government. And I think I'm encouraging each and every one of us that the government has used propaganda, fake news to tell you that the protests have cancelled. Look at us on the street. The protests are not cancelled. We are on the street. It's 10 days. And if our demand is not being made, we will remain on the street till our demand is being made. Hunger has brought me out. Insecurity has brought me out. Poor housing has brought me out. A lot of things that is going on in this country. We can't just keep quiet as a nation. I'm advising every one of us to come out and exercise our fundamental right as a people.
What's your name?
My name is Emmanuel Larry.
There's more videos as Nigeria is protesting right now. Why is Nigeria protesting? Simple. They see what's happening in the Sahel. They see what's happening. Okay. The influence of the West is no longer very influential. Yep, you have the Ugandans also. Yeah, Sister Chantel, I dropped the link because I want to talk about the Southport protests there in your neck of the woods. Shalom. Shalom. If you can. I'm not going to say all of a sudden, but it's been a constant buildup, a constant buildup, a constant buildup. Folks are getting tired. When you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're just going to get sick and tired. If you feel that you have no future, you're going to be left to strike out against someone or somebody. And this is where we're at. I like to recall, remember a couple of, I think it was like last year, they were trying to do some get off a physical dollar, physical money type thing in Nigeria. They were trying to do that and then it failed. Excuse me, it didn't fail. It got rolled back. But why is that? Now you understand why. That when you don't have money in circulation, all you can do is digital, right? I'm going to digitally create something. I'm going to digitally tokenize something. Welcome to CBDC, crypto-based digital currencies, tokenization. Brother Asaph, shalom.
Shalom, 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 shalom. I hope everyone can hear me because my phone is quite low, but I can see the circle moving quite nicely on my smart TV, so it must be coming through clearly.
You are.
Yeah, this thing in Stockport has. Let me just explain it briefly.
Yes.
Apparently, a number of children were stabbed and a number of adults, quite a few of them, and 3 of the children passed and were deleted. And it was rumored that it was an immigrant from one of those Friday worshipping countries that did it. And the press is not making it clear who done it. I can't even look for it myself. Apparently, the unrest has spread countrywide now, and there was unrest in London. Go ahead, brother.
Wow. Well, you know what? Didn't we say that? Warfare. It's warfare on what? Information warfare. You're not going to know. All we know is we just see protest. We're not going to get
there's been a lot of stabbings, a lot. And it's been happening to children, to our young people. At first it was ours. It was mainly young Israelites. And now because of the immigrants, the migrants, it's now kind of centered around them. And this is misinformation because they did exactly what your media does, and that's just run with a narrative that just really isn't true at all. We don't even know what is or what isn't. One thing I do know is that if they run with this as quickly as they have, then it's probably not true. And I wouldn't be surprised if just like you guys have the far right that are literally waiting in the wings. for their war. We have the same situation here. It's just they're not as outspoken as yours are. Everything is kind of cloak and dagger. That's why I said when it erupts, whatever happens is going to happen here badly. You
Yes.
saw that just before the London Olympics the year before, when it started. It was Mark Duggan that was pew-pewed by police, and that it was just basically the family just went to the police station because they weren't told anything. They weren't given any information. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? That's how they handle us everywhere. And they were, and then you had friends and other family members coming, and then more and more people started to come, and people started to get, aggravated, as you would. Police was just, just giving them all kinds of lies, and they were putting the picture that they put out of Mark Duggan. They zoomed in on the picture, and the picture itself kind of looks not sinister, but it paints a narrative of him looking like a thug. Now, if you was to actually come out of that picture and you back out, you'll see that it's an innocent kind of picture, but it's all about perspective, So it's like they kind of pushed a narrative that, oh, he was dangerous, he was into drugs, and he was doing this, and he had a gun, and blah blah blah, when that wasn't even the case at all. Sorry, I said the G word. But the same, we saw the same thing we're seeing now was what happened years ago. And it's like all they've done is they've taken, and they would love nothing more than to keep the narrative on us. But as it is, they're dealing with that Middle East. Look, there's the issues of what's going on in the Middle East. And I don't understand why they assumed that this was not going to happen. These people feel they are justified in how they feel. I don't care what anyone says. They are justified in how they feel, just the same way as we are justified in how we feel. Just the same way as any other group of people. I'm not even going to use the term marginalized, because really and truly, the marginalized people is them. They're just... They have gone throughout the whole world and have done this, and the so-called global South has had enough. And it's like wherever we are in their countries, obviously they are the majority. Globally, they are the minority. But we are the minority in their land, so they're able to do the things that they want to do. But instead of them actually trying to just make nice, because you have the people who we came from watching. That's Africa, that's Asia, that's the so-called Middle East, and that's South America. Our people are watching you, and and they are looking on like, are you really doing this? Are you really going to be doing this to our people in your land? Is that how? And then you think you can come to us and beg us or try to dictate to us about the resources that you want, and you don't see where this is going? This is where we find ourselves. And they have literally spread so much misinformation. It's crazy. But they do what they do, copying what you guys do. Well, not you guys, but you know what I mean. What your overseers have been doing, and think that it's worked for them, which it hasn't. But in a way it has, but it's like it's not working anymore. But they feel that, oh well, we could do the same thing. It might not be working for them, but we can do the same thing. Now, a lot of what they were doing was covert, but now it's like they're trying to, because they're all desperate. All of them, all the Western powers are desperate. So it's horrible. It really is horrible.
So you're telling me that the media is really fomenting this violence?
I would say so. I would say so. It's, remember, words are magic.
Yes.
Words are powerful, and it's phrases. It's not always going to be. It doesn't have to be this long-winded. It doesn't have to be my kind of way of speaking. It doesn't have to be long-winded. A few words, a few choice words can get a point across, while kind of flying over your head, consciously over your head, but subconsciously it kind of worms its way into you and creates a narrative within the subconscious mind. And that's what they've been doing. That's what this nation has been doing. It's been very good at doing that. And it's still kind of doing that, but it, the only reason why it's not working is because of the fact that we are too aware. And when I say we, I mean the global south, and I hate that word global, but you know what I mean. The global south is too aware of what they've been doing. The gig is up. Your covering has been dragged off. And we see what you're doing now.
Now, I think this is all interesting because when did this event take place? The catalyst. When did that action take place?
This has been simmering for a very, very long time.
No, I mean for the young children that had been deleted, for lack of better terms.
When did that start taking place?
Yeah, for this protest to kick off, I would say what was what was that, the catalyst event, and when did that catalyst event happen?
Oh, excuse me. Okay, so it's, I don't know, I think something about the 20th, the end of July. So it's only a few days ago. I can't remember. Like, there's so many conflicting stories. There's so many claims out there. This happened, that happened, or it's because of this. I'm still trying to go through what exactly happened. But from what I see is that, like, about three young children, they were attacked, and unfortunately they passed on. And there were some other children that were injured, critically injured. They're saying that a 17-year-old, I think, was arrested, and I think they're claiming that the 17-year-old is also one of them. Now, for me, it's like, it's the same kind of BS. Like, why is he going to do what he's going to do to his own people when the majority, all of them, are out there protesting about what's going on in a country that they're not living in right now? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay, so do you not think that this kind of coincided with things that are happening over there in that middle, or that Eastern Mediterranean nation? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yes.
Is that not the biggest, okie doke coincide mission? Oh, it just happens.
You could even say it coincides with the the grand tour of the big criminal.
Oh, the
yeah, that's
wanted,
one.
the ICC wanted, most wanted.
Most wanted. Yeah, that's right.
At the same time,
I would even say it coincides with that. I wouldn't, like, how dare you step out of your country and then think you can go on some world tour?
Oh,
like
I
know. Like, it's got to kind of ruffle a lot of feathers. I mean, I know if it was us, we would, and it has been us, and we do. I mean, I don't want to talk about sis, but you know what I mean. I mean, the thing is, they do what they do to us because they've been doing it for so long. And it's like it's become a conditioned thing. We get upset, and it's kind of like, after a while, it's like we simmer down and we go back to working for them and doing this for them and doing that until another thing happens. But this one, you don't want to play with these people. They are so grounded. This is why so many of these alphabet agencies across the Western world has literally been doing, their main concern was about the state of their their mind when, you know, the whole, it's a reason why they used them as an example for, do you remember the video that that Yakoba did called was it the God's particle, not the God particle, but the God, where they were trying to create a serum to remove the desire to worship.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
This was they used them as a prime example. Now we know,
Yeah.
obviously,
Well,
it's mainly
they've
for
used
us.
them. They've used them since what? Since September 11th, right?
Yeah. Yes.
2001. You know,
Yeah.
so it's
Even
over.
before that, if we're gonna be honest, I
Yeah,
mean, look how many times we
yeah,
see the films leading up to that. It
yeah. It
was
was.
almost like they were showing that.
It was the mental conditioning from literally like the 70s and 80s.
Yeah. Yes.
So literally, you know, our whole generations, you know, at least two generations were programmed and
Yeah.
thoroughly indoctrinated into that programming. And now it's like, well, um, things are happening. And that's why I said, look, there's not a coincidence when you see these things happening. There's not a coincidence if you're seeing protests. And you got to remember what is allowed to go out to the masses. What's allowed? I look at it like this. I believe that they're doing this for the masses, especially over there,
Hmm.
because something's getting ready to pop off, right?
Hmm.
Same thing with what we have here with Sonia Massey. All right. They done waited, what, almost 2 weeks, 14 days before they wanted to say something. It's because now, you know, now people are getting riled up, and it's not necessarily even our people. You know who's getting riled up the most? It's them folks.
Yeah.
It's them folks
Yeah.
getting riled up the most. We told you that black people have been saying this. It's your fault. No, it's your fault. It's that fault.
And we're just
It's
watching.
Project 2020, 2025's fault. Nah, you need to go back to, you know, 1619. You got
Exactly.
let's not get it twisted. It's just that this is the first time that they're allowing you to see everything, because why? Because they don't have all the tricks that was up their sleeve. They're all out of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. There's
now,
nothing more to give.
exactly. So now, here's also a problem. Sister Chantel, did you know
Mm.
that the UK, especially London, is on Putin's, you know, X marks the spot list?
I did not know.
I
Yeah,
know
Oh, this is getting exciting, isn't it?
we're
it's
one.
one of those cities.
I know
Yeah,
we're one of the top targets.
yep, yep,
So
and,
I feel so special. I've been singled out. Oh, I'm the
yeah,
belle of the ball.
yeah. You're on Putin's top 5. That should make you feel special.
I am. I'm blushing. Oh, don't behave.
Y'all made it to the top 5. All right. Well, y'all let us know how that goes, because um, they don't put F-16s into Ukraine, and that was one of the things. Look, Russia said that was a red line. Look, you can blow up theaters, you can do whatever you want. You put them F-16s on in there, we gonna get you. Oh,
Mm.
on top of that, you know, you're aiding and abetting a, you know, uh gin and cider
Mhm.
person.
Mm. They've been doing that for
It's
ages.
maximum. It's maximum hypocrisy. How can you have the same warrant out for Putin and the same one out for Netanyahu, and Netanyahu can walk into the United States and walk out?
Yes.
It shows. It
Yes.
shows. It shows that he's the president of the United States. If he can't be,
Have we not been saying that?
We have indeed.
I'm just saying, a lot of people don't even understand how that Eastern Mediterranean nation was born out of primarily the UK and the US.
Hmm.
definitely, because if you got an international warrant out for yourself, even if you got diplomatic immunity, that diplomatic immunity is withdrawn from you
It's
in
withdrawn.
whatever.
Exactly. The moment you step
And
out your country, the moment you step onto another, if you are partaker of any type of parties, then that means, guess what? You don't have any more standing in any world court situation, because now you have literally dropped your moral and ethical code. You're done.
Hmm. They
yeah,
never
which is
had any
what
ethical code, to be honest, but whatever.
this is the reason why he is pursuing the military strategies he's doing, because it's similar to slashing your wrist and cutting your throat and hoping to survive.
No, he's doing that because you already know how the U.S. positioned itself. You already know they're over there in east in the Eastern Mediterranean Sea.
Hmm.
I believe that they're there not. All right, I believe that they're there for a different reason. That's my personal belief. It's not to support Israel's war, or excuse me, Eastern Mediterranean
You
nation's war.
said it.
Uh oh. Uh oh. There goes my. Now here come the
You're
trolls.
No,
channeling
You
see,
karma,
look, no,
yeah?
here's the thing.
hear?
That
Do you hear
wasn't
the
me this time.
sentinels?
You better put your cash up.
You know
You
what?
better put your cash up.
The next time I do these words, I'm gonna put on in there those little those little screen bits, those clips of like the Matrix Sentinel. When here it has its satellite thing up and going. Yeah,
Sorry, my
you
phone's
know what I'm
about to die. I'm gonna have to go on my laptop.
All right. Now, thank you, brother ASAP, because that did provide a lot of context. Because that's where they're trying to drive. They're trying to drive us here in the United States. Um, to the clashes, right? With a lot of the rhetoric that's now being said with Kamala and the first black female president, and all this other stuff. I don't really look at American politics like that. I look at it as, what are they trying to set up?
Mm,
Because
yeah.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I look at American military involvement in the conflict as, hey, we fired back, we tried. Give us time to evacuate. That's me. That's what I see.
Mm,
Give us the corridor to evacuate.
yeah, I agree.
People try to say, oh, it's going to be this. No, it's not. They want you to believe that they have a fighting chance over there. They want you to believe that they're going to try to deploy a tactical nuclear weapon. Get out of here. The moment that they do that, do you realize everybody's coming? Even Turkey.
Exactly. Exactly.
Everybody's coming. Even Pakistan.
Yeah.
Everybody's coming. Even Saudi Arabia. Even
Hmm.
Egypt. No, they're not going to deploy a tactical nuclear weapon. Stop with the nonsense. These folks, they just love to lie, like the lies, the lie. Oh, they're going to do the Samson or the Goliath or whatever option. Who cares? If they did that option, no, they wouldn't. No,
And
they wouldn't.
that's not even thinking about all the other. Look, this would be a call to the jihad. I'm not going to say the rest.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
all of them will be coming from this nation. Like
The
it's
GI
like,
had something special. The GI had
yes.
something special.
You don't want that. These people are not to be played with.
No, because here's the thing: everybody will withdraw support. Look, Africa, would say, all these African nations, especially Malawi, they'd say, "Nah, get on over here, get back."
Mm.
Ethiopia would say, "Get back, come back." All the folks that because that's their economy right now. Their economy are migrants from Africa.
Mm.
Gee, does that sound familiar?
It certainly does.
Socially leveling acceptable or acceptable vehicle economy.
You know, this is nothing more than just Esau fighting against the house of Esau.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all it really is. This is a family matter, and we don't need to get involved in that. Let the brothers duke it out. That's what I say. Like literally, duke themselves out of into oblivion. We don't need to be getting involved in that. We got bigger fish to fry. I would much rather chill with other Israelites, other Hebrews, other Shemites, and even our Hamite cousins. I'll go over there and chill with them. You all can have the rest of the world and do what you want to do with it. Just leave us alone.
Yeah. So, and bringing in that analysis right here, and bringing that in that analysis. Now, are they crazy enough to do it? Absolutely, they are.
Just need the right
But that,
trigger.
yeah. But to me, that's the parting gift. Look, that's the parting gift. Will they deploy it? Yeah, they're going to. Will they be around after they deploy it? I don't know. I think a lot of them would then get up on out of here. Or excuse me, from that country would get up and get on out. And guess where they would be brought to? I don't think they'd even be brought to the UK.
No, they'll go to your shores.
Bingo. Thank you.
Only to meet their final end. Isn't it wonderful?
Bingo. Look, the moment that happens, the moment that y'all really need to be, packing that bag, get at least 2 or 3 days worth of clothes, stretch that thing on out, get some wet wipes, get that passport.
Don't forget them wet wipes, sir.
Yeah,
Hand sanitizers.
Get that travel kit, toothpaste. Get you a couple bottles of water. And this is a major humanitarian crisis that we're facing. We need to open up our hearts and open up our country. Come on now. Come on now. And people can't see that coming. I'm sorry. I see that coming.
No, people can't see that coming because they don't have discernment. People are still looking at this as this is just another war. And not only that, they're looking at everything in a section by section. They're not actually looking at the full picture and the full narration. They're just seeing it as that's happening over there, that's happening over there, that's happening over there. They don't have the scruples or the intelligence to actually see this for what it is. A few people will make points of saying this seems very biblical. Everything is all happening exactly what the scripture says it is. And I'm talking about people that are outside of, that have any form of connection to the Bible, whether it be Christian, Israelite, them, or even the other ones that have issues with those people right now, right? We all glean from the Bible, no matter what they or anybody else wants to say. Everybody uses the Bible as they need the Bible, right? But in the secular, I've seen so many since the time of the great shutdown. So many people kept using the term biblical proportions. and just like what the Bible, this is just like what was written in the Bible. So many secular, so many news, you know, news stations and networks that have been using that term, still do to this day, actually. And it's like a few of them will say that, but the vast majority of people, unfortunately, the vast majority of Christians aren't really piecing things together. And they're still standing there on their little platform, on their pedestal, thinking, me, it's all about me. And they don't realize that the Most High is about to just stretch his leg out and just kick that platform down and watch them fall to the ground.
Well, because why? That's the biggest platform, right? They've been given that platform because the Most High did it.
Yes.
Look, he gave us
gives and takes away.
A foolish nation. Yeah, he gave us to what? A foolish nation. And now when we've been explaining this, you know, listen.
They don't want to touch that part though, do they?
No, they don't. Because why? I mean, that self-incriminates them, right? And of course, you're right. The pride of their hearts have done what? It's deceived them. And now I look at it like this. You know, are we within that week window? That to me is like, are we within a 10-day window? Are we within a 2-week window? Because here's the thing. When I ran, it's not a question of if. All right, family. Just listen to me now. It's not a question of if. Iran's already said that they're going to strike back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Iran was I think Khomeini was watching the new season of Cobra Kai, and that had his blood boiling. He said he was on that Netflix. Strike first, strike fast.
We watch too much television, I'm telling you.
He was chopping some boards. He was doing some roundhouses, flying spin kicks. I think when he was dubbing, I think, it was that old school Chinese dub.
Where the lips move way too fast.
But seriously, that we need to expect at some point that there will be a massive refugee crisis because of what's happening, and most of the refugees going to be them.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Think about this. What has Europe been doing? We took the Ukrainian refugees in. America, we need you to do your part.
Yeah.
Like
you guys can't have it. You can't have it.
Oh.
You can't. You physically can't do it now. I mean, you have to, but you can't.
It's like, do we not see the setup coming? Do we not see the setup coming? I'm like, oh, the setup is coming.
It's so obvious. It really is.
I'm hoping they don't say that it's Deuteronomy 28.
Hey, listen.
Jeremiah said that we would be doing it, that we need to go and settle. They're going to be quoting Jeremiah 29.
Hey, you realize that everything we come out with here, they'll use that. They're listening to us, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But you said what you said, Uncle. Understand that probably somebody's going to run back with his little master.
I'm gonna clip that. I'm gonna find that scene. I'm gonna start clipping that and just showing that scene.
Yeah, some of the evangelicals now are saying it's Psalm 83.
Oh gosh, how? You know what? These people. Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
Nation.
It's a foolish nation, but you got to remember, it's a foolish nation. And the pride of their hearts had deceived them. So you got to remember, it's like this. No matter what, they're going to say what they're going to need to say. Because here's the thing. Like we've already said it. They hate our Heavenly Father. They hate him.
With a passion.
They hate him because they hate us. That's it.
I think it's the other way around. I think they hate us because they hate him.
Yeah, both. Yeah, but
Definitely.
definitely they hate him, and they definitely hate us. So you're right. Yeah.
They can't get to him. So the next best thing is to really, thrash us.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. They yeah, what can
So
you
did
do?
you so understand how they tried to set the narrative with the AS narrative. Remember, like, think about this. They've set this whole narrative for 2 to 3 years. They were always going to get to this point.
Hmm.
And now it's going to be, well, you need to let us on in, because why? Because, this is the people. We're the people.
So why would you
No
be going to
questions
the land
asked.
of your captivity then? Like, why would you? What like you're fleeing to the land of your we didn't flee there willingly, we were taken. You're already in your land. How does that even track? There is so much
It doesn't matter.
that just
The Pope will
I
change the
know it
Bible.
doesn't matter because
Pope will change the
because the fact,
Bible, and you know what? And that's it. It'll be in the
oh,
next edition, right? It,
Caris, I can't wait. I'm twirling my remote right now because I'm just I can't wait. And I know I'm gonna say this straight up. I'm
wait a
going to speak
second.
for
Wait a
every.
second. Wait. Before you do, let me get this Cash App on in there,
You
because
should have done
Sister
that after
Chantel,
you used the word.
Sister Chantel, when I'm happy that she gives me that primer. Look, that, hey, I'm about to get your channel shut down. Okay, I'm gonna get that clip. I'm gonna get the
It's
Matrix
not
clip.
even that deep.
I'm
What I'm
gonna
gonna
get that
say, I'm not
Matrix
gonna.
clip.
I swear,
Those
it's not. It's not.
sentinels,
It's not.
some YouTube sentinels are coming. They have that satellite listening.
You mean the ones that have the ability to transform, the ones from the days of future past? Those ones, those sentinels.
No, I'm
Yeah.
talking about Matrix. When you had the
Oh,
little things, right? They could hear it. When they're
yeah.
hearing
But the
that.
other ones from days of future past, man, they're even more dangerous because they adapt.
Well, it doesn't mean it's not about danger. It's about, look. They come with the gang. Look, you're gonna bring that
That's
gang
true.
alert. That's AI right there. That is
That's
the
true.
visual description of AI. Oh, they don't heard what these folks are talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Blessings to you, squiddies. Bring those squiddies. Look, all I'm saying, it's not even that deep. I'm saying, I will say this as for every, I'm going to speak on behalf of every Israelite everywhere that's awakened. We cannot wait for them to get their comeuppance. I know that everybody in the chat is just like, ooh, most high, come on, come on. Like, oh, I'm so sick of these people. I really am. I'm like, I'm so over this. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. If I wasn't laughing, I'd literally be crying right about now from just out of sheer frustration. It's not even anger anymore. It's frustration because I'm like, why are you still even breathing though? Like, why are you here? What
The,
what
the,
what
the
are
question
you?
the question in my
But
mind
even
was,
if you bring it closer to home, what are these so-called black pastors are going to do when the
yes,
eschatology falls apart in a
Them's is
couple
the
of weeks'
one that I
time?
don't like.
yes. Oh, they're gonna try and finagle some things. And you know what? They're gonna say, well, that scripture doesn't mean that. Look, what has the word already said about woe to these shepherds? Like, you know what I'm saying? We're coming to that time. We're coming to that time
um,
that we've read the scripture on this channel. You could go to other channels. Go to Sister Gates of Holder, Pastor Rick Fletcher, Teo Ministries.
mm,
Right now, you are understanding we're in a different season. If you didn't know what was going on, nah, you had that opportunity.
I don't
Everybody had an
understand.
opportunity to do what? To check something out. To,
Mm.
to do what? To see if it's real, or just to reject truth, and then get what? And then get dealt with.
The Most High gave you lockdown for crying out loud.
Yeah, that's between that's between them and the Most High. So now we're getting ready to see everything coming to pass.
But you
And as
know
we're
that
yeah,
the
go ahead.
scripture says that they're going to deny that they were prophets and pastors. You know,
Yep.
they're going to deny.
Well,
They're
So when
it's not that they're going to
the
deny it. They're going to say that that their forefathers have what? Their fathers had lied to them. It wasn't our fault. We got lied to just like you. It's not our fault.
we are. Karis, was you lied to? Was you not lied to? Was I not lied to?
Yeah.
Was all of our brothers and sisters in the chat not lied to? Were we not lied to? Then why are we here reading what you refuse to? Why is it that we have come over to your platforms and given you scriptures after scriptures after scriptures? You kept throwing things at us, telling us, "Oh well, what about the history?" So we went digging around and we found the history, and it's like, "Hey, thank you. Here you go." And then it was like an excuse for that. And then it was like, "Oh, well, what about the DNA?" So we went into the DNA and was like, "Wow, look at this. This is our DNA. Thank you." Right? You kept coming back, and the Most High is like, "Oh, you think you're going to do something? You think you're going to find something with this?" And he kept blessing us. You are the one. You are the hey, listen, for me, it's like, don't even open your mouth to say that. Don't even. We have, every one of us are here because we did our due diligence. We looked, something just didn't feel right. You know when something isn't right in you just feel it.
Yeah.
And the more we looked at something, the more we saw it, and it was like all of us had that moment of like, nah, this can't be, because you can't believe that. I think it was Pastor Darby said, "You don't believe that these people are as evil as they really are." To go to the levels in deception that they've gone to and still continue to perpetuate that deception is mind blowing. And it's like, you can't even comprehend that because you don't think like them. And so when you find out, even though you can see the truth, it's like your brain you're like, I can't deal with this, until it gets to the point I went through the 5 stages of grief.
Yep.
I went through the 5 stages of grief, and I got to the point where it's like, okay, there's no more wriggle room. I have to accept this.
You know, I'm glad you said that, Sister Chantel. I'm glad you said that, because just think about what these nations will go through seeing that happen. That is, they're Elohims. Those are. I'm praying you all follow me. That is the Elohims that they set up for themselves. I'm telling you, when I came
exactly.
When Ezekiel 16, read Ezekiel 16, verse 20. Understand, they set up Elohims for themselves, and they are not. This is what we're seeing right now. Explicitly, we're seeing this right now. So imagine, look, I'm glad you all over there got knives. At least you can run for knives. With them pew-pews. Them pew-pews, you can only.
Oh, don't get twisted. We have guns. We have those. We have that over here as well. We do have those over here. Don't get it twisted. We do.
Now think about all these folks that are over here in the U.S. with all their pew-pews. Listen, it's going to be, to me, I've said this plenty of times on this channel, it's going to be the most dangerous time for so-called African Americans.
Yeah, it will be.
Ever.
That's why you're going to have to.
Why do you think these white folks are talking about? I've seen helmets and blue helmets. Basically, they say the UN. Why?
Because they're going crazy, and people need to be saved from your craziness.
Come on,
you
now.
Need to be managed. You people.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Look, they have been the ones dreaming this. The Most High will give these Gentiles understanding. It's just whether or not they choose to believe it. They choose to accept it. We've dealt with that plenty of times in our community,
Mm-hmm.
and it hurts. Look, it's like go to their nature in 5, 4, 3, and they implode. They implode. You know, because honestly, it is very, very hard for them to really understand that, and their flesh then it gets in the way. That's a generational thing, even for our people. It's a
It is.
generational thing.
It's huge.
Look, when you had Candace Owens, I don't know if people saw Candace Owens the other day. Jacoba had mentioned it. Somebody posted this in the Facebook Live, the Tail Ministries Live Facebook.
She do now.
She knows. Oh, I never really explored it, man. Yeah, right. You did it.
Never explored what?
She knows who she is, but she has to kowtow the line of, I don't know who I am. She was talking about Ron Dalton's book. I don't know what's going on with that. It just means, there are some ramblings and things of that nature. No, it was no ramblings. But she knew what she was trying to say, because why? Because she knows the position that she's in terms of who her audience is.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to have some truth, and then she's going to have a whole bunch of lies. No,
she knows who she is.
Exactly. Ron Dalton's book laid out everything, laid out all the sources. It's like, so stop. The fact
she's a member of the Boule.
Exactly.
She's a member of the Boule. And the Boule know the scriptures more than we do.
Yes, they do. They're trying their best to keep everything together, because why? They honestly think that they can beat the Most High at his game.
I know, it's just crazy. Dumb, isn't it?
That's crazy. All right, I can beat the Most High at his game. We're never gonna go through this judgment. Look, I'm like,
that's, you know something, Karis. You say they could beat the Most High at his game. It's like you're not even playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's the joke.
Yeah. They're not, listen, they're not playing the game. All they're doing is they're just getting led like what? Like cattle to slaughter. And they're thinking that they're wise in their own eyes. And they're going to be the ones that when everything hits the fan, they're going to be running back to us. Help us. Help.
Now I'll be like the scorpion, the scorpion in what's it called, the mummy, to help you. And she's like, nah, get off me, just kick you down.
Because why?
I'm too mean. I'm mean.
Yeah. Listen, we don't know what their intentions are. Nah, if I try to help you, you want to know what you're gonna do?
Exactly. I don't trust you. Yeah, I'm gonna say this. To any of you, I'm not nice.
Seek your own self-salvation and right? And fear and tremble. Seek your own self-salvation. Look, I'm sorry. I gotta make it over there. You can try to keep on up. That's where I'm headed. Aren't you gonna come back and save me? No.
What? Save you? You mad?
No, listen, I'm trying to save myself. I'm sorry.
Save yourself.
I'm sorry. Look, I done told you. I'm not built like that. I seen Ladder 49. I seen what they did to Morris Chestnut's character. I ain't trying to get burnt up like you. Be laid up in the hospital. I tried to save them. I've never seen lips so big on that. I said, they didn't have to do that to that brother right there. That scene was. They didn't have to do that to him.
But they did.
They did. I said, why did you take that part? They made that brother's lips bigger than his. He didn't have no nose. The lips went the lips literally went up to his eyebrows. I said, why they do that to him? All burnt up. Listen, all I know is when I saw that as a teenager, I said, I'm not going to be no firefighter. No.
Oh, gosh, have mercy. Yeah. I'm going to say this. I'm not nice.
I'm out of here.
I'm not nice. Don't look to me. Listen, Karis, I'm going to tell you, if you tell people who I am, if you point me out, you're next. I will change my voice. I have the ability to do that. I will change my voice if I have to. And the only one that will tell you who I am will probably be Karis. But he's not going to do that. Are you, Karis? I don't like that. Are you, Karis?
I don't know. I got leverage. I don't know. I got leverage.
Personally, I don't think that we're going to have to hide, because the fear of us will come back on them because the cursors are reversing.
Yes. Yes.
It is, man. It is.
They're now that is now living in their heads right now with this whole Sonia Massey thing. That's now living in their heads. Because why? Because why? Now they have to realize, was this the last deletion?
Yes,
right?
it was. Well, it's not the last one, but this was the major one.
Yeah, was this the one that tipped the domino?
That broke the proverbial straw that broke
exactly
the camel's back.
Because they're seeing what we are saying about what happened to us, and it's the same thing that's happening to them right now.
Exactly.
And it's just started, and they just cannot cope with it right now. From the deletions to the economic situation, many nights we had, Sister Chantel, cornmeal porridge.
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah,
they call it. What you guys call it? Grits.
Grits. Yep.
Yeah, cornmeal porridge with some cinnamon.
We had to go to bed with some cornmeal porridge and a fried egg and some hard dough, traditional bread. They don't know about hardship, but now that the hardships start to lick them, start to beat them. They can't even stand it, a bit, just a smidgen of it. All of them now are saying that they're suffering from mental health problems. They can't cope with life anymore. And I'm just smiling when I'm hearing that.
I'm sorry. That had me.
You don't say.
I feel the same way.
Don't say. Tell me all about. I don't want to actually. Don't tell me all about it. Sit in your corner. I'm over here. I'm getting ready for when
continue, Uncle. Continue.
That's hard. Go ahead.
The panel knows what I do, but I keep getting emails from people saying that I'm so depressed. I've got mental health problems and I can't cope. Life is getting me down, and I have serious schizophrenia. And when you see the people, they look all right. They're just going through a little bit of hardship. And when you try to encourage them and say, well, we went through this, and there are situations that I've been in that has been like this, they say, well, I can't cope without medication. And when I go for, I just want to laugh, but I just can't, in front of them.
Oh, I'd laugh for you if you need to.
No, I got a bit. I got a bit. I'm an older guy, so I got to act like an older guy. But I tell you, I can get an Oscar for acting now, because when I hear them, I just listen to them and look very concerned. But I'm not. I don't give a what. I don't care.
Be like, oh, bless your cotton socks. Oh,
yeah,
good Lord, haven't you suffered? You suffered greatly.
When they say, oh, I've come out of the university with a master's and a PhD degree, and I can't get anything, and I've got to go and pack shelves in Sainsbury's. I was saying, welcome to the club, bro. Sainsbury's is a supermarket over here. Like Walmart for those in the USA. I just say, well, it's something we do. We, our people, we got people with doctorate degrees still flipping burgers in McDonald's over here and in the States and in Canada. Just get over it. But I'm smiling now because the chicken has come home to roost.
Well, we done told them. Look, it was we said this. It was all a matter of time.
Yeah.
And that time is now really when I saw that gold was at was now it's now at $2,500 an ounce.
You saw what? Sorry.
Gold is now 1 ounce is $2,500.
Oh wow, really?
$2,500, which is in
Boy,
your pound.
Africa
What's that?
rich, you know.
What is that equivalent in your pounds? In pound, I think it's like $2,700 or 2,700 pounds.
No, it's about
No, no,
£2,300
yeah.
or
So 20, yeah,
thereabouts,
2,300 pounds. That's
which
crazy.
which is which is if you excuse the vernacular, a hell of a lot of money. I
Yeah,
tell you, Africa's rich now.
Africa's rich. Yep, it's rich.
It's rich.
It's rich. Yeah, yeah, it is.
That's that. That's that. The reversing or the realization of Revelation 2 verse. No, yeah, 2 verse 9.
Oh yeah,
But thou art
it went
rich.
down to
And
20.
3-9.
Yeah, Zoomer Doomer. Yeah, it went down to 24.50 because you have market manipulation on the gold. So understand that's the market manipulation. But
Plus,
when things start to
plus some people closed out short positions because they thought that the situation would be stable. You know, the long-term traders have closed out some long positions. That's what
Mhm.
usually happens.
You know
Yeah,
what
they
I
get to
want
their
to
mark.
know?
Yeah, they get to their price point. That's their price point that they want to hit,
Yeah,
and then then
that
people
then
going
they
out.
close. Yeah, then they cover their positions and close out or
Yep.
sell and close out.
You know
But
what I want to know? You
yeah,
see all those people who who are so still holding on to the USA as their homeland and everything. I'm like, okay, at what point are you going to just be like, oh, I'm going to go back to Africa and stop
No, well,
messing around with this?
but you got to remember, there's no impetus there yet. I'm going to tell you, as when things pop. So I look at it like this: the way that these dominoes are going to fall, it's going to inevitably come back. All right, they're coming back to here. They're coming back over to here. What does that mean? Well, for most black folks, guess what? That's going to be a bad position. That's going to be a bad sign. Because what neighborhoods do you think they're going to be moving into? And you already have it. What do you want? I don't think people truly understand this. Because we had talked about this the other day, and I was talking about um, not just jobs, right? We already know that the jobs aren't there. But we also talk about the housing here in the United States,
Are we?
especially in Florida. Especially in Florida. Everything here in Florida is very um it's all manipulated. You have homes that have come off the market because why? Because BlackRock, or now Blackstone, they bought up the homes. To do what? So they can keep them off the market and they have a reserve on the home. So basically they have a supply that they haven't released. So now think about this. If you had actually released all the supply, that turns from what? A homeowner's market to what? A buyer's market, because there's more supply for buyers, and buyers can then do what? Bring the value down. It's all manipulated.
Do you know what I
My
see?
opinion, sorry, I'll let you go just a second, but my opinion is they're purposefully buying up these homes, not for us or any of them, as in folks here in America, but for those folks getting ready to come on over to here. That is my personal opinion. Because remember, they're not even in the arena either. Because why? Because the traditional way of buying homes, the home values, the home rates, or the mortgage rates and things of that nature is now making it basically unaffordable to even try to purchase a home, especially using conventional methods. so nobody can buy homes. Well, we have all these homes, it's on a glut, and come on over and we'll rehab the home. And by the way, you already know what's going to happen. By the way, we're going to give you 250,000 per family to settle into a home. We're going to have a purchase program and blah blah to give the home away for free.
Karis, I'm not sorry that my mum, an older Christian, has gone home and some of the older Christians have popped off as such. Because if they were to see what was happening now after holding on to Cesare Borgia for so long, they would probably blaspheme.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Especially if they saw what happened at the Olympics, they would.
Yeah, definitely. That I haven't seen the full Olympics thing, but I've heard other Mores comment on it, and I've heard some Christian theologians comment on it, and apparently it was blasphemous, and also the part that we found offensive more than any other part was the ships bit, because it shows that they have not got no regret about putting us on ships and sending us to the four corners of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
They virtually co-signed their judgment on themselves.
Yeah, they reveled in it. Yeah, it was a revelry, right? Hey, but you also know that that's how Esau operates. Look,
Can't help himself.
they know that they're going down. So as they go down, they have to, look, are you going to go down feeling bad, or are you going to go down feeling good? It's a Titanic, right? They're going to go down with people still playing, keep the music going. That's it. That's what this whole place is. It is a Titanic going down, and they're trying their best to keep the music going, and it's not working.
I wanted to say something in regards to your housing situation and what I see happening, like in terms of them moving. The first people to be affected is obviously always going to be our people. And I don't think it's going to hit the. There's no way that I put this way. For me, now I could be wrong, but knowing who these people are and what they, I don't think they're going to put them in like the poorer neighborhoods. I think it will be in the more affluent black neighborhoods. What you will see, even if you finish paying your mortgage, if you're mortgage free or you're almost finished, I believe that the banks or whoever will try to find ways to put money, to put a yoke of iron around you with that property, and cause you to lose that property so that they hold that for these people. What I see is them attempting to do the same thing that they did in Spain and in Portugal, and consequently the whole of Europe, when they chased us out and took over everything. I see them attempting to do that, and that it always begins with us. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do that. They're not going to go into the poorer neighborhoods. They're not going to do that. They will look at that. If you're going to be honest with you, I feel that the poorer neighborhoods will probably be a lot more not safer, but they'll be your haven, right? It's where our people, I don't want to say started out, but when we came out, that's where they put us. When after they took us, like they've taken so much from us anyway, but after they took more of our towns and our cities that we founded, then they put us in these projects of theirs, right? They're not going to go there. They don't want to go there.
These are what? Those are original ghettos. Don't think that We haven't seen this before. We saw this in Spain. We saw this in France. We saw this in
Italy
London.
as well.
We saw
And
it
Italy.
in, yes, in Italy.
But you
Look,
know, that's why they've put those migrants there. You really think they're going to put their people in that place as well?
no,
They don't want. No,
Don't forget
they
in
want their own community.
1422.
no.
Don't
That's
forget
why.
in
Yeah, go ahead.
sorry, don't forget in 1422, Cromwell put out a lot of Hebrews who owned property and businesses out of this
Yes,
country, which
Yep.
they
yes.
tried to cover up. And the thing is, now that we're finding out our history and these things, it's become a burden to them now because they don't want it to be taught and they don't want it to be spoken about. But
Because
we're
why?
people that have been seriously robbed and spoiled.
Because
Yes.
because why? Because they know that if they can't get our people to sell the requisite amount of homes, then they're going to do every single type of tax loophole and things of that
Hmm.
nature to, you know, fairly or legally acquire that home.
Not
Hey, your
fairly. Never
mortgage.
fairly.
Yeah, sorry, we had some error on your mortgage.
Hmm.
What error? Oh, back again. You've been here. Yeah, your property is now seized. What?
I
There's going to be a lot of loopholes. I'm telling you, it's going to start looking real crazy
I
here.
But
remember
but
Sister E
Lord said
said something
fixed.
about her mother
Yeah.
went through something like that. If anybody else remembers in the chat, I think she was saying that her mother went through something like that where they tried to put some
A
sort of
lien on it, right?
payment.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
but
Hmm.
luckily she had enough money to pay for what she needed to pay for, so she was fine. But unfortunately, most of our people won't have that ability.
Exactly.
And not
Exactly. Because
only
you want to know
that,
why? Because you want to know why? Because 401ks will start to do what? They'll start to become insolvent. They will.
definitely, and they've got compulsory purchase order legislation, which is on the books over here, which they
What?
can just turn up to your property and just say that we want to purchase it, and they shall value it at a price that is not, you know, less than what the property is worth, and take it off you, and you can't resist them at all. So I
Hmm.
can definitely see some of that happening. Or they might say, "Oh, you're close to your pension now. Take your pension, and we'll move you to a nice remote
Yeah,
spot in Scotland and Wales, you know, and
remember,
you can
we
live
you
your
could
life
pay off
out
your
there."
mortgage over here. You could pay off your mortgage, but the land don't belong to you. It belongs to
Oh,
the
just
you
to the
know.
state.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, see, that's a different mechanism on over here.
Hmm.
You have the land, but then you still have taxes in perpetuity. So what they'll do is they'll raise taxes, and it's been proven. This isn't just hearsay. It's actually been proven that black folks will pay more in taxes. Yeah.
Everything. I think it's to do with you guys have we have a what's it called, a national insurance number. You guys have your what's your number called?
Oh, social security number.
Social security number. They know. I think Sister Lisa Cabrera brought that out as well.
Yeah,
I
they
know
code it.
they apply the same yeah, they do the same tactics over here as well,
Hmm.
wherever we are, because that's why I said we've paid,
Yeah,
we are their economy.
yeah. So I would look at it like this. I would look at it like this. When that happens, what they'll do is they'll either throw some judgments or liens or all this other craziness in tech to do what? To force us to get lawyers, to force us to combat them in the legal arena. And therefore, when these frivolous um things happen, which is what you can do. You can do um, different what is it, title searches and things of that nature, and try to find discrepancies or try to say you don't really have this or you don't really have that. You can't do that. That's a lot of what these realtors do, especially really shady realtors, right? That if they didn't seal the deal if they didn't register your title, at the end, because they have 90 days from the time that the mortgage settles it. There's a lot of things. If you don't know how your property is managed and handled, then a lot of people may be in some very interesting trouble. Yeah, you may have a deed on hand, but if your deed doesn't get filed, it's crazy. There are so many things. That's why, when people come back and they're like, I got kicked out of my house and I was on vacation. That's what they try to do. Listen, people dedicate businesses on out here.
Wow,
Doing
really?
these,
That's low.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
doing title deeds, properties searches, and all this other stuff. They do that out here. Yes, they do. It's real. Especially if you have realtors on out there in the chat, let me know. When I was trying to get my realtor's license a few years ago, I was looking at that. When you do that through really real estate investment trust. They'll slap those on you. And at the end of the day, if you have enough money to continue to throw that loan that owner into legal battles and legal challenges, well, they're either going to pay for the legal challenge or they're going to pay for the mortgage. You see what I'm saying? You're in that catch-22.
Esau's just a different kind of evil, really, when you think about it. Yeah, we really don't think like them.
Yeah, thank you, S. Dowdy. Yeah, because once you do like your one test as a real estate agent, all you have to do is just register. Especially here in Florida, you can register that through all the other states. So if you don't have a good real estate agent, if you don't have a good warranty, to file your deeds with the county and then have that recognized by the state. Yep. That's what they do. It's a harsh reality. See, when you buy a home out here, you have to have everything airtight. And a lot of people, over this last 20, 30 years, when you purchase a home, look, okay, my realtor's got it. It's going to be good. When I owned my home in Tampa, I never once searched my deed, searched my property, searched my title. I never once did that. I didn't know if my title was actually registered. I just figured that, hey, it was registered because I'm paying taxes. Because I had to pay that. I'm paying the escrow. The bank was taking it on out and paying my taxes for Hillsborough County.
Good
So,
Lord, you guys pay for everything.
oh yeah.
Everything. I could not live there. And we were thinking about moving there like years and years ago. I started looking into things. I was like, I don't think I want to live here anymore, actually.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No. You don't. Oh my gosh, you poor people. No. No.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, that's how nefarious this is. And yes, I'm going to tell you this. This is just my personal opinion. This isn't financial, because real estate is on the realm of like financials and things of that nature. But I would highly recommend that you all, anybody that's listening, that you all search your title. Do a title search. If you don't know how to, talk to a realtor. Because a realtor in any state, look, Ed's Dowdy, if you would like to, you know, share your information, you put in your professional information in the chat. But it does cost. There's always like a fee to search stuff. There's always a fee to search stuff. But I'd rather that take the $15, $20, $30. I don't know how much it is. I'm just saying. But know for sure and then get everything together. Yep. Thank you. Please check your deed title often. Yes.
So they changed that as well. So it's not.
Yes. Because every single time, what ends up happening, I'm telling you this, what ends up happening is every single time. So your bank has the whoever you signed with. See, when I first bought and purchased my home, it was a home that was financed through Bank of America. That was the way, the lender that we had. That was a realtor that packaged up everything for the lender. The lender went through. Oh yeah, okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, so you can go to your county and check for free. Yes, please do. Please check. So what ends up happening is, no worries. No, I appreciate it, Dowdy. But what ends up happening is you buy or you sign for your mortgage. That mortgage, depending on what they see as a viable asset to sell off, that's how the banks make money in the secondary markets, especially with mortgages. Like, so what was going on was that these mortgages, right? They were supposed to say, oh, we're going to have a financial collapse or a financial crisis, in the next, this year, right? They were supposed to, the mortgages and everything else from, back in 2020, 2021. Yep, Sister Cindy. Banks sell your mortgages. That's how they make money. Your mortgage is still going to be intact, but what they do is they leverage the property because your property is a value, a real asset. But every time they do that, you have given, and when you're signing over these addendums and things of that nature, these hold harmless and everything else, if they don't do the paperwork right to package the mortgage, things can quote unquote get lost. Things can quote unquote get filed improperly. You can do a records and asset search on yourself if you own a home. So you can find out who is actually quote unquote servicing your mortgage.
Do you see that this is probably one of the ways that how you see the curse, one of the curses are falling on these Gentiles, that
because
you
why?
will have no,
Because they're destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because everything
exactly
was supposed to be done for them was in good faith. And I'm telling you, real estate is, if you have a good realtor, a one that actually cares about you, a one that wants you to not
does that
be thrown
exist?
out on the street. Yeah, they do. They do. If you're doing it right, that's that is how you are able to see things. And I think that the paid services is, for the title search, is that if your title is, there's discrepancies, you can pay somebody to get it fixed. If you don't want to go through the hustle and bustle. That's what I'm saying. Look, for any
But
realtor,
Karis, we don't live in the age of good faith anymore.
No, we do not.
And that's where they're finding themselves. Everybody is in for themselves.
Yep.
So, and everybody is feeling the pinch. So everybody's going to cut corners.
Yeah.
And everybody's going to rob from their neighbor. That's literally in 2nd Ezra 15 as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we just think it's just we it's funny, we see the visuals in our head and we think, oh, they're gonna go around with a baseball bat, a gun, and this, that, and the other. Ah, sorry. And just, you know, your money or your life or something, you know, just rob you. No, it's other ways that they do this. Every man who's gonna rob his neighbor, it doesn't necessarily mean your next door neighbor. It just means everybody's going to be cutting corners, everybody's going to be
Yes.
you know, kind of shafting somebody else, trying to get one over somebody else. That's what that means. And we're seeing that now. That's what's happening. And as we're seeing this, remember, they could afford, like you were saying, they had you know, the vehicle was put in place to service them, but it's no longer there.
Yes.
This system is now crumbling, and as it's crumbling, it's taking them with it. And we're already at the bottom, so it's like there's nowhere else to go. But for them, they're at the top, and to fall from such a great height, this is why they're feeling it. They're in free fall right now. So it's like it's where does the bottom, when am I going to hit the bottom? They don't even know how high up they've put themselves to know how far down they're about to come crashing. You know, so we're seeing them. This is literally them going through their curses. They have no ease. You see how that curse, that's why I said that the curses is going to affects us the way it did. It was with one way, but how it affects them is it's going to be with their economy, right? And it's going to spiral out into other things.
Come on. Why are they now having to fight? It's the economy.
Exactly.
Their economy is in shambles. It wasn't the fact that they didn't want to fight. They knew that they were gonna have to fight.
Mm-hmm.
There was literally a systematic effort
that's how they got everything
Russia
through fighting.
China and BRICS put together. Because why? It was going to stranglehold them until they had no choice but to start blasting.
Pixie Dust, this fight is over. It's not for us. It's not that. Sorry, Uncle. I was just going to say, Pixie Dust, this fight is not us. It's them. They're fighting. This ain't for us anymore. Where we are, we can't. We've got nowhere to go except for the loving arms and embrace of our Heavenly Father. They don't have that. They don't have that. Everything that they have and they've established. What does it say about a house being built on what is it? I can't remember the verse exactly, but they have built everything on corruption, and everything that they have had in Esau's blessing. Right. Esau's blessing was everything you have, you will get by the edge of the sword. That's why they have to always fight. That's why it's like, oh, we got to fight for this again now.
They got to fight.
Everything.
They're losing, so they got to fight. They're losing.
So they don't want to, but they have to.
They
have to.
Let's get these conditions right for the fight.
You know, it's so funny because even in the Wisdom of Solomon 5, it says, we wearied ourselves in much wickedness. They're so battle wearied now. They don't want to fight anymore. It's like, you know, when someone's they've run a marathon and they're on the floor and it's like, no, you still got to walk over there. Can I just lie down here for a little while? No, you got to get up. Otherwise, other people are going to trample on you. Yeah, that's where they are.
Yeah, they worried themselves to literally exhaustion. Go ahead, Brother Asa.
Yeah, but do you know in World War I and World War II, just before World War I and World War II, that the Western economies were in economic problems? I don't know if you looked that far back, Brother Karis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it wasn't what was it? What was World War I based off of? World War I was literally based off of the Western Empire was now feeling the brunt of the Ottoman Kingdom or the Ottoman Empire.
That's right.
There was control that was happening, that was being done because why? Because of the Suez Canal, because of international trade.
Mm-hmm.
People don't realize the Suez Canal literally started World War I.
That's why people need to remember that thing's not natural. It shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Yeah. Look, what the UK was trying to do was engineer that And it was like, cool. All right, thank you. Now all that trade is going to go over into the Ottoman Empire. Egypt was part of the Ottoman Empire. That was the deal.
So were certain parts of Africa.
And so were certain parts of Africa. Exactly. So
East and North.
Yep. Middle East, a whole large chunk of the Middle East was Ottoman Empire. And we're talking about the Red Sea. We're talking about on both sides of the Red Sea.
Yep.
So what happened? Yeah, go ahead.
So now they've found themselves between a rock and a hard place again, but this time a rock and a hard place is a mountain, mountains surrounding them in a hard place. No rock to climb them or no way to get out. And this is the final war for them. Because they haven't got a population and they got no coming back from this. The amount of debt that they owe, especially in the United States, there isn't enough gold in the ground to pay for it.
Let's give a background on this. I touch in on all these topics in my book. I touch in all these topics, and let me tell you, I'm now in the process of writing my second book, and I haven't even published my first one. That's crazy. Because this is it's a lot. I mean, it really is. It's a lot. It's crazy. But you have to understand, you're dealing with the West. You realize the only commodity that the West has, especially the United States, the only valuable commodity that the United States has is us. That's the only commodity that they have in their possession.
That's accurate. That's true.
Everything else that they have is a resource that is buried in the ground, that is physically, geographically located in another continent or in other places like South America, Asia, and last and not least, Africa.
And the funniest thing is that it's not even their people that is a good resource, because we just saw them, like I pointed out a few weeks ago, we just saw them in your neck of the woods trying to farm after they had their whole mouth opening up about how, oh, we don't need the migrants to come over and pick our fruit and vegetables. We'll do it. We'll drive the trucks. We'll do this, that, and the other. And they couldn't even hack it.
They couldn't do it. They couldn't even do it. Literally, they couldn't do it. They said, "Nah, all right, we give up."
They were dying out in that heat, man. They look red as anything.
Yeah, they said we give up. And honestly, and you know, it's true.
They were looking like some quality strawberries.
Yeah, those ranchers on over there, that's how they work. From Arizona, I saw that firsthand. In Arizona. Definitely saw it in California. So I know if I've seen it in Arizona and in California, I can only imagine what New Mexico and Texas is like.
But they built America, right?
That's the main entry points, because they don't like to go that high up. Those Chiricahua and those that Sonoran desert. They don't like that. Y'all know from Arizona, they don't like that. It's seasonal too. They'll start going up those mountains in about another 5-6 weeks. Come on, all my Arizona folks, y'all know they don't go up this time. This time, it's too hot. It's too hot. In 5-6 weeks, oh yeah, they're going to be coming up. That's when the weather starts to get a little bit more tolerable.
I'm not even going to judge them on that. I'm from the UK, so my temperament to hot weather is, unfortunately, I was born here, so yeah.
Yeah, y'all UK folks gonna have some problems. Y'all gonna
We
have some
will.
problems.
We will, but you know what? We'll adapt because that's who we are. As a people, we just adapt. We'll be
It's
like, oh crikey, it's hot here, isn't it? It's so hot here, isn't it?
After 2 weeks, you'll be fine.
it's
After
Yeah,
like
2 weeks, you'll
they're
be
gonna be
fine.
like, it's 85 degrees here. I can't stand it.
I'm
All the folks in Florida are gonna
dying.
be like 85 degrees. Like you see, you gonna see folks from Florida in sweatsuits.
Nah, man.
They're
We'll
gonna
be
be
like, this feels like the surface of the sun, innit? Oh, God, blimey, it's hot.
at 85
Yeah.
degrees. Look, South Florida is built so different. At 85 degrees, folks be in their Nike Techs.
Oh, forget that.
They be
Oh, Lord have mercy. A little bit of sun, and people go crazy here. I'm not even joking.
where's
A
Red at? I know
little bit of sun.
Red will let you know, man. Red, they don't even care. Humidity, man. Nah, man. Listen, I drive down to the hood right now. I can see at least 4 or 5 people in sweats. We built different. We built different. You know what though? I'm not gonna lie. When it's about 70, some days in the summer, it may get down to like 72, 73. I'm literally here talking to y'all with long sleeve shirts and long sleeve pants.
Oh,
Right now.
gosh. Ooh.
Right now. Yeah. Right now. I'm dead serious.
Nah, I can't do them heats. I can't do them
Yeah.
heats.
Come on.
I'd
Come
look at
on.
you and
Yeah.
I'd start sweating. I'd be like,
Come on. Yeah. Blessings to you.
You get used to it.
Ah,
I've
it
lived
was
in the
99
Caribbean and I've
degrees.
lived in Africa, Sister
I'm-
Chantel. You'll get used to it.
Ah,
After
yeah.
2 weeks, you won't even notice it.
probably. But I'm telling you, that shock when, like, oof, when you get off that plane, I'll be like, oof, on a hot day when you're baking or you're doing something and you open that oven door and that you literally feel the hairs of your nose singe. That's how it would be for me. I would be like, oh gosh, I'd be like, take me back to England, please.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
can't take it. I'm dying.
Yeah, you're gonna be looking at some folks. You're gonna be like, "You from South Florida, aren't you? You from Florida, aren't you? Yeah, y'all Florida cat." You gonna be looking
Oh gosh, I'll be looking like a
It-
hot mess, literally.
Yeah, if you
at,
all you need to do is find a big, nice, cool
yeah,
mango tree,
yeah,
you know,
and I'm still trying to figure out these shiesty mads that brother Zoomer Doom was saying. Yeah, then they be having them on out here. Oh my goodness,
Yeah, they can't take the heat. So what are they do? Why are there so many of them
that's
down there?
us. No, that's us. That's what we dress like. We got the mask on. We got the full.
No, I mean like
full sweat.
those people. Why are so many of those people down there?
Mm-hmm.
Because they can't take the heat at all. I don't know if they're there because we're there or whatever.
They don't come out during the day. That's how you live in Florida. You ain't coming out during the day.
Vampires.
Listen, they ain't coming out during the day, and they certainly not going to be cutting their own grass. Let's just be honest.
Well, we know who's
People,
cutting the grass.
people be looking for homeowners associations that has grass or lawn care, landscaping already included in their HOAs, in their homeowners associations, in their community development, the CDDs.
Sister Chantel, you'll have to bring back some Gentiles to fan you.
Yeah, I will. I've already selected a few of them. I said to my mum, I need my servants. I don't go anywhere without my servants. I think we need to have our servants now. It's only right. It's only fair. Come on, it's your turn. Like I don't want you to don't blow on me either. I don't want bad breath on me. Just get a nice fan and fan me.
Look,
One of them.
the craziest thing is when they see us leaving, they're going to be
They're gonna want to come.
They're going to be sprinting after us.
Oh, they will. And it's so funny because as soon as you said that, all I thought of was Leave the World Behind, the cars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Crashing just to get to get to the coast. That's all I kept seeing.
Yeah, they're trying to do what? They're trying to get to their boats.
Yeah.
Now what happens? Now what happens if you're on a boat? These folks don't know how to charter ships via sextants and other, maritime devices.
I don't
do that. They do. It's GPS. What happens if your GPS is down? You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna they're not gonna go off of the stars with navigational charts.
I was gonna say use the stars. Use the stars.
Use the stars. Do you know how to use stars? They don't know how to use stars.
I know how to use stars.
Okay.
I'm joking, of course.
Yeah. Nah, they're gonna be
I'll Google it. I'll Google it.
They're like, I need that Starlink. Isn't that Starlink gonna come through? I need that waterproof Starlink.
I'll do what was said in Pinocchio. Follow the North Star. Just keep following that dot in the sky. As a kid, that's all I thought it was. Just follow the star in it.
End up in Greenland.
End up right back at the cliffs of Dover.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, family. Now this is something. I pray that
we could use some of those illegal immigrants that came over on them little boats to navigate us back.
Listen, you laughing, man. Them Cubans are gonna be like, they're gonna be saying, hey, you need to help get back into Cuba. They're gonna run that as a smuggling operation. We're getting them folks on out of here. You think I'm playing?
I like what Brother Ernest Higgs has said. Fan me and feed me seeded grapes one at a time. And I'm going to add to that. Hold your hand out while I spit them out. That's my servants. That's what you're going to be doing. Fan me and feed me my grapes. No, I don't even know if I want them feeding me my grapes. Did you wash your hands?
Yeah, you may want to reconsider that. I'm just saying.
Do they get days off? They will do.
They'll say you got the story for a lack of knowledge because you knew what I was going to treat me like that. You knew what I was going to do. Sister Chantel coughing on out there. Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
Get yourself some water. Just breathe.
You guys are busy.
Oh my gosh, you rojoed me.
Breathe.
That was just dreadful lack of knowledge.
What
you should have known better.
Do you have your medical?
The books were open. Everything was out there. We told you. You remember that woman who told us, said, "Do you think I'm going to wash my hands in my own house after I go to the toilet? That's disgusting." I was like, "What?"
You hit that CBD vaporized vape a little too hard, didn't you?
My eyes are streaming. I'm not even joking.
You hit that CBD vape just a little too hard, didn't you?
Just a tad. It's hot. Karis, don't kill me like that, man. Yeah, it's true though. We should have known better. Easy come and easy go. You let them feed you like that. Oh my gosh, and they'll roll that grape in their hands just nicely and then pop it in your mouth. Here you go. I cleaned it off in my hands. You remember those old films where those old films that used to rub the apple on their sleeve?
They're gonna be right nicely justified looking at you. Right back to you. Thou shalt not vex the Gentile. Gonna be...
That's from when you whipped me the other day.
They're gonna quote that scripture right back to you.
That's that's biological warfare, right? There's still traits left.
You got destroyed for a lack of knowledge. You got this. Yeah, listen.
Ah.
Oh boy. All right, let me go ahead. I'm gonna try and wrap this on up. You know, some good news came in. Good news came in. Things are moving. On my on my end for well, actually on Quest Night Africa's end for some things on the continent. It's a blessing. Yeah, spiritual warfare it's crazy.
Sorry, I'm getting my grapes in early. Yeah, I was.
She was just she was visualizing that scene, and you know it just it sent a shiver down her spine. She was
It did,
visualizing that
man.
scene. She said, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Did you wash your hands? Yes, madam. I choke.
Are you gonna have the little throne seat where they're they're on the poles, and they're carrying you?
Yes, and I will have a servant at my feet as my footstool. Yes.
And they'll have to wear Run DMC jewelry as well.
My servants will be looked after. They will be.
Yeah, you can't be having your people not look nice.
Yeah,
clean.
You know that's what we're gonna be doing though. You know we're gonna be over some competitions. Who's the nicer house? Who's the nicest house? Come on in.
Oh yeah, look, and nobody's going to steal from you. Look at this. No Gentiles coming in here. Like, you got to make sure that your Gentiles are all kind of pimped out and everything. Yeah, look at my Gentiles in the newest uniform. Yeah.
Come on into post Exodus cribs. Come on in, man. Let me show you how I deck up my house. Look at here. Look. Nobody has servants' quarters like these servants' quarters. Look at this. This is a whole mansion right here. Yeah, I got something else for you. Yeah, look at this kitchen. Oh man.
You know what? We would probably do that, and then we will be giving our servants so much that we'll actually forget. Hold on, they're actually our servants. Servants will be like, "Oh, I can."
You be giving them some inspections. Wait. You can't be going out looking like that.
Exactly. You're looking too nice. You're a servant dressed like one.
No, it's not you looking too nice. Nah, they're going to be representing the household.
Yeah, but still, man, you can't be looking too nice.
Think about
servants.
Think about how Abraham's servants were.
Nah, Eliezer. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I say, like, we
the household.
Yeah.
So I'd be very, very careful, especially because what was Abraham's even thought that he was going to do what?
He was going to leave everything to
Eleazar. Yeah. So I mean, so think about that. So I mean, really think about that.
Exactly.
But the Most High said, no, there's a promise. There's a promise that was made. We're the result of that promise.
We are indeed.
So when people look, I'm telling you, you don't.
Do you know something that's really tripped up? They are as well.
Yeah, but
are as well.
But you remember, they have an opportunity for salvation, right?
Yeah.
That was the whole key to this. There's a humility to this.
Humble yourself. They like to talk about it in Christianity, but they don't know anything about humility.
Yeah, and us too. Because why? Because it's what? It's the meek that shall inherit the earth.
Yeah.
Not the prideful.
Yeah,
we may joke and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, it's the meek that inherits the
Who's
earth.
joking? Only joking. Yeah, I'm joking.
Nah, they don't think that we're joking. Some people don't think that we're joking.
I don't care what they want to think. I know what the Most High knows.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows how I feel, like with all of us. At the end of the day, if that was the case, you guys would be holding on to your wealth right now. Why are you losing it? Why is it slipping through your fingers? Because you're not meek.
Yeah. Yeah, because you want to know why? Because it's ultimately it's foolishness, right? You hand it over to a foolish nation because why? I don't want to solve the problem. I want to throw money at the problem, and all they've been doing is they've been giving away their wealth while the problem's been getting bigger.
Mm.
Isn't that crazy? You see that
Yeah.
paradigm? You see
Yeah.
that paradigm? I have money
It
to fix the
started,
problem. No, you don't.
Garth,
it
there's not going to
started
be
from
no
the
more
first
Gucci.
time. It started from the first time they owed the first trillion.
Yep.
Hmm.
Now we're at 35 trillion and counting. You know,
That's
and
just
that's what they're going
crazy,
to.
man.
You gotta remember, it's going to be warfare because I'm not going to lie to you. Let's understand this. I believe, my personal opinion, I believe that when things pop off, in these next couple of weeks, when things pop off, you'll have both a spike in gold, but you'll also have a spike in the U.S. economy. Because why? Because the U.S. loves warfare. They're going to see it as it's a money making opportunity.
Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah.
certainly what they took advantage of the Nord Stream pipeline, didn't they? And then they tried to blow up Turkey's pipeline, all because they had their pipeline in Niger with France. That's why you saw that politician get his knickers in a twist.
And guess what? And Niger cut off the pipeline. They haven't been able to use that pipeline.
No, they haven't. That's why they're all.
That's why they're
stood up.
mad. They're messed up.
Yeah, because
Remember that?
you
That was the
overplayed
start.
your hand.
That
You
was the start.
overplayed it. Yeah.
That
They
was the
had
start.
to. Do you know how long they've been building that thing for?
Yeah, they were
They've
building
been
that for like
building
4
it.
or 5 years.
Yeah, yeah. And now it's like, now we can activate our plan. Oh. So they blew up the Nord Stream pipeline and tried to play like they had no idea what was going on, even though Biden opened up his gargamel mouth and said what he said.
I mean,
And
he
then
did say it, and he did say it. Look,
he did.
you look. Oh, that I didn't know. I had COVID at that time. I had long-term COVID.
They had more like long-term dementia.
I know. You know. So it's like stop playing with us. Stop playing with us. That's just
They're
funny.
That's just being silly.
You know, the writing was on the wall for the United States from 1981. That's when you owed your first trillion.
Yes, it was.
Mm.
And rather than deal with the debt, you know, because you had the population at the time to deal with the debt, you know, they just use military expansionism like Rome until they're at this position right now.
That
You know,
was always the
35.
case.
Why?
Yes.
Why did they do that? Because you are who you are. You can't help, but you can't change the nature of who and what you are, because they are the Romans. They didn't disappear anywhere. We'd see all that happened is they just went somewhere else and changed their names. But this is who and what they are. You play the same tactics because it's what you did before, and you don't learn from your mistakes. You just continue to do the same thing. You burn your bridges in one place, and like who is it? I think it was Agent Smith said the same thing, as well as what's his face from I forgot remember what's his name, Joe Morton. I can't remember, but Terrence said you're like a virus. You're like a virus. A virus does not stay in one place. It goes somewhere else and consumes somewhere else and destroys that place. And that's what they've done. You destroyed Europe, and then a chunk of you left. Like, it's so crazy to me, because like I was just talking about like America do you realize that America has the spirit of her mother, this country, but more specifically the first, what was it, Elizabeth the First. You know, what does she call herself? She was known as the Virgin Queen. She wasn't a virgin, but she was, what does she say? I'm a Virgin Queen. Why? Because she had no husband. I have no consort. And what does the Bible call this Babylon? Calls her both a virgin, but she's a whore at the same time. right?
Well, Sir Walter, it's a well-known fact that Sir Walter Raleigh was her
Yeah,
her
Juki
lover.
Jammy. Exactly, but
Yeah.
for her, she's basically saying, I'm going to remake myself. I'm the virgin again because I'm not married. I will never be married, and I'm not going to have any children. I'm just going to rule and bring this country into its glory. That was her. That was her thought. This is the same kind of spirit that America has. I will have many lovers, right? When she was young, she was a bit of a Queen Elizabeth I, right? It was reported that she was a bit of a hussy, right? And it's the same thing. What this Babylon, this queen is, she has many lovers, but she has no king. Nobody rules over her. She rules over everybody. In fact, she rules over the kings of the earth, and she's made them all drunk. Like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. And you see elements of, and she, in a sense, you could say that Queen Elizabeth I was like the human vessel of the like a reflection of the why do I keep forgetting that principality? Sorry, of the principality of this nation. What's this nation called? What's the principality of this nation called? It's Britannia.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she was a shield maiden as well. Like, come on, man.
Well,
Most of these principalities are of all these great nations. Though when I say great, I don't mean great in thing, but just great in their conquest and their thirst. Most of these great nations, quote unquote, are in their female form. They're in their feminine form. We see that with Rome. We see that with Britannia, and we see that with America. When they kept saying, what was the whole thing that was going on in Star Wars? The Force is female, and then there's this push that people kept saying that, oh, the future is female, the Force is female, the future is female. And that we saw men, some celebrity men coming out saying, I'm a feminist. And I'm just looking at them like, no, you need a punch in the face, you fool. Like, and that the future is female.
Mm.
That's what we're seeing. And if you're not sure about that, may I direct your attention to the opening of the Olympics. It was right there in your face.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this on up. I think S. Dowdy, she said she was a realtor. I want to share this very critical thing. Most states do not have checks and balances on titles. Yep. In Georgia, anyone can get your title, take out a second mortgage, and run.
Wow. Okay. That's wow.
I'm just saying. I pray that folks had been edified with this information. So that's the title deeds and everything else. Let me tell you, this isn't a game, and that's what I'm trying to. This is what I was also trying to say.
It's cruel.
Think about what they can do. Because we didn't even touch HOAs yet. Oh my goodness. I'll probably have to have a realtor on. We'll have to have like a business panel discussion
Yes,
because
do that.
because this is something that look, we got to survive on out here for these I wouldn't even say last months and last years, last weeks. It's definitely last days. I mean, oh man, this place's days is numbered. Their days are numbered. And with that,
Fasting.
and with that being said, whenever I share information, especially correct information, YouTube likes to, bring those Matrix Sentinels on out, and then they hit me.
Biddy 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 biddy. That's the Daleks.
They hit me. They hit me. The Gaul come
That's
out.
tricky.
The
gold.
replicators. The
The
replicators.
gold. You took it Stargate. Whoa.
The Ori come out.
The Ori. Oh, you long term.
Oh
You
yeah,
long term.
yeah. I'm actually like a handful of episodes away from finishing.
Oh, that's good. That's good. You better make sure you watch the film though.
Oh, I gotta watch
And
it. Oh man.
did you do Atlantis? Because that one's good as well.
I did Atlantis a couple of months ago. And it's kind of weird. I did Atlantis first, and now I'm kind of glad I did Atlantis first and then did the original Stargate. Because it's like, oh man, I think honestly they were pretty good in tandem. But
yeah, you should have watched them when back to back at the time when it was slotted in.
Yeah, it was congruent. Yeah, there's a lot of congruencies on there. So, so it was. I'm gonna get hit. It's not a question of if, but it's when. I thank the Most High for favor, right, during this time. But let me tell you this: as the struggle gets realer and realer with them, so will different platforms and channels getting shut down. It's gonna happen. I've always prepared, the viewers, the subscribers. I don't know how much longer I'll have left. I didn't have a backup channel, not for Covenant Awakenings or like extended. I'm not gonna go on Rumble. But I'll just say thank you, Father, for this because, I always say, look, it's by the Most High's grace. It's by His will. That's it. We had talked about this and talked about this and talked about this, and now it's here. The crazy thing is that now we're now looking at hours until what this thing happened. Hours. We're not even talking days anymore. Hours. So here we go. Buckle up, family. It's just beginning. Be of good cheer. With that said, anybody want to? I'm only going to give you 30 seconds.
That's fine. I'm done. I said all I need to say, and I truly, truly mean that. Okay. I'm going to say shalom to everybody. I will not grace you anymore with my speech. Shalom, everyone.
All right, shalom, Brother Asaph.
I want to say shalom to everyone and just keep your eyes peeled and your head on a swivel, as our brother Rojo says. And we ain't got long to go. Nigeria has uprising now, and I think the president of Ghana must be bricking it now, as we say over here, must be in panic because the whole of that region is going down. Well, I'll shut up now, Brother Karis. Well, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that. I know Garth is in here. We're going to break that down because that is a direct response to the Sahel. And that's a direct response in a positive manner towards the Sahel. It's about to get real crazy for West Africa. It really is. In a good way. In a good way.
Course.
Hallelujah.
The ground has to be set for us to go home. Shalom. I'll speak to you again soon.
All right. All right. Shalom. Thank you, Brother Asa. Yeah. So, family, I pray that that this was informative. This is just the time that we're living in. to make sure that if you hadn't thought about these, this is what you think about. Just different things. Think about it. Understand the paperwork that you have. Understand, things that of that nature that we had all taken this for granted, everybody. But understand what we may take for granted. Oh, they're going to try and say something or do something. I'm going to tell you this, we're closer to going back home than we were ever before. So we need to be ready. We need to stay ready. We have to be spiritually ready. Shout out to Pastor Rick Fletcher. He is doing on that channel, they're doing their community fast. It started yesterday. I forgot to mention it, July 31st through August 7th. If you want to participate, participate. Go ahead and check out Pastor Rick Fletcher's channel. I'm going to drop that in the link here. So you can learn more. But I have to tell you, family, we're in that time. We're in that season. Let me drop this link. We have to stay prayed up. This enemy is not playing. I dropped his channel for his YouTube. So with that said, family, there's a lot of things moving, a lot of things going on. Keep us up in prayer as we pray for our communities. We pray for our people. And we pray for all those that call on the name of Yahuwah through his son, Yahusha HaMashiach. That's all we can do. So with that said, if you like the support, family, I appreciate it. I'm trying to launch this book here in about another 2 weeks. Looking for around August 12th, 13th as my launch time. I'll also be hosting a free webinar on August 11th. Check out the community post on YouTube, and I also posted that in Facebook under Tail Ministries Live group. Thank you, family, for your prayers and your support. It truly does mean a lot. So with that said, family, tomorrow we're going to be talking about these protests. We're going to talk about what's going on the continent, because a lot of things on the continent is shaping what is going on globally. So please join us tomorrow on that one. So with that said, family, most high willing, see you then. And with that, shalom, salama, siemi, shalom, peace and blessings. Yasharel.